This is Marketing Jam, a podcast featuring the brightest minds in Canadian marketing.
Marketing Jam is brought to you by Cyber Impact, the email marketing platform made specifically for Canadian small businesses. Go to cyberimpact.com/jelly, create a free account, and start sending CASL-compliant promotional emails in just a few clicks.
Welcome to the next episode of Marketing Jam. We have Rob with us from WestJet, which is really exciting because many of you have probably flown WestJet. You've seen their Christmas campaign. They've made you cry. They've made you laugh. They've taken you from one place to another. They've taken you to your lover, someone you met online probably.
All those things.
And
yes,
maybe to see your grandma. Who knows, right? So why don't you tell us about your role at WestJet and what that looks like kind of on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, for sure. So as Director of Marketing, oversee a number of different variables within the discipline at WestJet, including all of our brand and product marketing deliverables. So anything from the big brand campaigns, product-orientated campaigns, so things like WestJet Rewards, anything related to in-flight enhancements, so our premium cabins, business class cabins, all the external marketing of all of those deliverables is with that team. We have a in-house creative services group that does a lot of our day-to-day creative delivery work. The destination marketing team, so anything related to partnerships with certain tourism destinations, new destinations for us. So when we announce something like Paris or London, that team really helps to announce that route, do the marketing for it, and to ensure that the planes are full. Do a lot of work with the guest communications team as well. That's also under the stack. So anything related to direct one-to-one communications, email marketing, and such. Yeah, it's a big team.
As someone who's in this position you are now, that's a lot of responsibility. Mm-hmm. How does someone get to that role, especially those that are listening, to be like, I want to be like you one day?
Yeah, and so I mean, my journey's been an interesting one, and it started agency side. So I spent the first 13 years of my career agency side, all in Calgary. Worked for regional offices of multinationals, so like McCann and Y&R and Ogilvy. And also some independent shops that allowed me to really, sharpen my strategy skills and whatnot. So I did that for a number of years. Really enjoyed it. Worked on some really great brands, a lot of big brands as well, primarily in the automotive space. And then had an opportunity to go join Sport Check.
Nice.
So FGL Sports, they're based out of Calgary as well. Did that for about 3.5, almost 4 years. On the brand side and content side, which is great because it was post Canadian Tire acquisition, and really did a lot of exciting work from a brand perspective, and really transforming that retailer to something different and evolved and elevated to what they are today. And then I got the call from WestJet to say there's this opportunity. Would you be interested? And I said absolutely. As a Western Canadian. Person. It's a brand that any marketer would love to work for, and so it's certainly dream job worthy for sure. Yeah.
For those that, and again, the few that maybe don't know WestJet, what makes it so unique? Like, why would you say yes right away?
Yeah, I mean, for me, and I think for the brand, it's all about care, right? And it's all about just this caring proposition. The fact that care is so fundamentally rooted through the organization. It's established us as a purpose-led brand by just doing the right thing, right, and providing a remarkable experience. And then just the travel category is also really exciting for me, and just knowing where the brand is going, where the business is going, the transformation that's currently underway. It's just a really exciting time to be there and to be part of that.
Okay. Yeah. So from a consumer perspective, who has flown all different airlines, what I noticed about WestJet, first of all, is you were the first airline to get sassy on introducing the flight crew. Right? Would that be kind of what you're it's not sassy in a bad way, but fun. You had fun with it, and you didn't take yourselves too seriously.
Absolutely, and that's actually reflected in our values, right? Like we take our jobs very seriously, but ourselves not too much, and it's really just all about empowering our people to be themselves and to do the right thing, and with that comes the ability to have a bit of fun, right? Tasteful, of course, but to show our guests that they care, and to put them at ease, and just to show them a really enjoyable and safe experience.
It's really cool. Yeah. So as far as maybe books you're reading, podcasts you're listening to, magazines you consume.
Yep.
Where do you go for inspiration and ideas when it comes to marketing and what you do?
Yeah, I mean, inspiration for me, I subscribe to a lot of the big, marketing publications. So obviously
Strategy
things
Mag.
like Strategy Mag in Canada, Adweek in the US. I mean, those are just really good doses, daily doses, because they're right into your inbox, and you're just so busy with work and with life. I find that those are really helpful and insightful for me, especially just knowing what's going on in the industry, even outside of the airline industry or outside of the travel industry.
Yeah.
What agencies are doing what, and where has there been creative transformation and shifting from agency to agency.
Do you still get a physical strategy magazine?
I do, actually.
I think my subscription lapsed.
Yeah.
I
I literally just got my prompt from Strategy for an auto renewal, which
Really?
I accepted, and I'll hopefully start getting them again.
I get the e-news. I love their e-newsletter because it's so inspiring to see what everyone's doing. Right?
And it's easy. It's a great read. It comes, like I said, right into your inbox.
Yeah.
And then obviously, just to gain a broader perspective, Adweek is great in the U.S. And so those are two for sure that I look at. And then from a book perspective, I. Not a huge reader, but the books that I've read have been more focused on those specific authors or publishers that are of interest. And so one that comes to mind is Disruption, right? And so you think about Jean-Marie Drew, who's the president or chairman of TBWA. I'm a personally just a big believer in disruption and all about breaking conventions, and that's how you break through in this cluttered environment. And he's written a number of books, and so they're really inspirational, insightful, and I'll go back to them every once in a while for doses.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Any podcasts or shows that you watch? Or?
Nothing podcast related right now. Certainly open to any ideas that you have. Yeah, sure. The commute to the airport can be a bit of a long one, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Malcolm Gladwell. Okay. He wrote The Tipping Point, which is a kind of a big
great book, absolutely.
So he does the revisionist history.
I have it in my office, actually. Yeah, The Tipping Point. I have his book in my office, so yeah.
What about apps that you use on your phone? What are your go-to apps? And are you iOS or Android?
I'm iOS for sure. Yeah. And my go-to apps, I mean, it's really convenience orientated, so service orientated. Yeah, so I have to say the WestJet app, of course, because I do a lot of traveling with my role.
And it's the only way to watch the show.
And WestJet Connect is built in, absolutely.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so you can watch it on your phone, on your iPad or tablet, on your laptop.
Yeah.
And there are up to 500 hours of just free entertainment of movies and TV shows.
And you always got chargers there.
And you always got an in-seat charger, absolutely, yeah. So that's a big one for me. Obviously things like Google Maps and Waze, just with the commutes being what they are.
Which one do you use?
I use both actually. I'll oftentimes if I'm leaving at a particularly bad time of the day when I know traffic's going to be bad, they'll usually give me different options, and I just kind of roll the dice and see which ones. Yeah.
Interesting.
Which ones I go with, and then obviously Spotify's huge. I'm a big music guy, so I listen to a lot of that.
Yeah.
There's a few workout apps that I try to use on the rare occasions that I can actually get to some fitness with my busy lifestyle.
And kids?
Two young girls,
How old are they?
7 and 3.
Yeah.
So they keep us very busy.
Yeah. My 3-year-old holds my phone when I do a workout app. I do this HIIT workout because it's hard to go to the gym, and then she holds it and tells me what she like.
I should try that actually. That's good.
It's great actually because I feel like I'm not leaving the house, and my wife loves it because I'm with the kids, and I get a workout.
It's a little break for her and a workout for you, and it's a
win-win. You can let them sit on your back for a next challenge if you want to go there. But
I'll have to remember that one. That's a good one.
Yeah, HIIT workout. It's good, and they do like 4-minute, 8-minute, and like 15-minute ones.
So nice and short.
Yeah, if you just need a little wake up.
I like that. Yeah, that's good. And then just banking apps, of course. But those are the primary ones that I use. Yeah.
Okay. And what about brands that you look to or you follow that you're like, man, I'm looking at, and again, you got mentioned a few times today in our interviews, but maybe who do you look to as WestJet?
It's a great question.
Who's disruptive? Who's ripping it up out there?
I think, and I mentioned a few brands in my presentation today that truly are purpose-led. You think about Patagonia, you think about REI in the U.S., you think about Airbnb. Yeah. I mean, these are brave brands that are really doing disruptive work because they're laddering back to their purpose, right? Their reason for being. Yeah. And their ability to do good in the world while making money. Like there's the ability to do both. Obviously brands like Nike, iconic global brands. I think what they've just done recently with Colin Kaepernick is just again very bold. And you think about the marketing leadership team that would have to go in front of an executive team or in front of a board to say, this is what we're doing, and here's the risks that are associated.
Yes.
And maybe they knew that people would be burning shoes on the internet. Maybe not. I don't know. But even that, immediate drop in stock price, I mean, that was a significant hit to their value. And obviously they recovered it and then some, but that's a brave decision to be able to make. And so, I mean, they're there as well. Of course, you have to say Apple, brands like Red Bull, those are the brands that I look to and say, they got it.
Okay.
They're doing it right.
And so from your talk today at Marketing Kingdom, what were some of the points that you wanted people to take home with them? What were your nuggets?
Yeah, I mean, I think the first piece for me to get across was, that purpose matters, especially today, and it continues to grow. Yeah. Some articles I've read from thought leaders in our space almost suggest that purpose is the next digital.
Oh, wow.
So as technology continues to grow and the role of data continues to grow, there's going to become a bit of parity at some point. I mean, you're always going to have your big three with Google, Amazon, and Facebook, but what are those other things that brands can do aside from just being really rich and good with data to build advocacy and brand love? And I think a lot of that's through standing for something, right? And being purposeful. And there's a lot of stats out there, and it's not just with our the younger generations, but even millennials like myself, or not millennials, sorry, Gen Xers like myself, where they're looking to engage with brands that reflect them for more than just the logo or what it stands, but also what they do from a purpose perspective. And so that was a big one that I wanted to get across, and obviously just how our business is purpose built. Yeah. And then just shared a bit about what WestJet has done over the years to really drive care through everything that we do, and how enriching lives in WestJet's world has become our purpose, and then just how we've been able to bring that to life, right, through empowerment with our people, making them have ownership of the company, having leadership accountability, the importance of culture, the importance of defining your own authentic voice and being real. Yeah. And then that balancing the heart and the mind. I think those are the kind of the 4 key points that were stressed today, and I think I was able to deliver it. Had some good feedback afterwards, but I mean, it's an important thing in today's day and age, right? We're becoming so socially aware, thanks to the internet and social media and everything else, that it's important, I think, for brands to stand for something other than just making money. Yeah.
Going along the veins of cause marketing, B corporations. Have you followed kind of what this whole new, you can get like a emblem on your company now that says you're a B Corp. You've seen that you can register it, and so people are following these things. Or Tom's Shoes, right, is becoming known for, hey, this is the way to go. But then Tom's goes through trouble of like, where do the shoes actually go? Yeah. So how do people do cause marketing but not get in trouble? Like how do you do it but stay safe? Like, is there an answer for that?
Yeah, again, I think you just have to be true, and you have to be authentic, and you have to be real. And it's hard, especially in today's environment where you can get, it's a bit of a gotcha environment. And actually that comment was brought up today by one of the panelists. So you do need to be careful, but at the same time, you can't stop doing what you're doing, and stop being purpose-led, and stop investing in communities with that in place. So
Because even, like Me to We, which is like the golden child of Canada as far as charities, like, again, someone's like, there was something wrong on the field, and then the newspapers love to expose and try to, But as WestJet, we're looking at 2019 and the year to come, what are some of the things that you're excited about that are coming down the pipe that you are able to share?
Yeah, no, I mean, for us, and there's no shortage of really exciting things going on at the airline right now. We are in a point of really exciting transition as we welcome a new aircraft type into the fleet with our Boeing 787-9 Dreamliners, which is the most technologically advanced airplane in the world. It can fly literally anywhere from any point in Canada to anywhere in the world. We just announced our first 3 787 destinations, all out of Calgary, flying to London, to Paris, and to Dublin. Wow. It will have our very first ever business class product with private pods and live flatbeds, premium cabins, and just a whole new level of service experience. But all delivered with this, celebrated WestJet care. And I think that's really exciting for us. But then just beginning to take the brand more global. We're getting 10 Dreamliners in total for the first order. 3 coming next year, more coming in the years following, and they will be pointed to places that we don't currently fly. Eventually. And so it's now on the marketing team to really build that brand from a global perspective versus just a North American standpoint. And so that's really exciting for us as well as we look ahead to 2019 and beyond.
Okay. And when it comes to marketing, what are you seeing some of the changes and shifts that you're watching and seeing coming down the pipeline that you're like, man, we got our finger on this pulse and we're going to try this, or we're seeing this change?
It's a really good question, and we get that question quite a bit. Yeah. For us, it's really continuing to tell our story through our own authentic way. That's going to continue to be big as we premiumize the brand a little bit and look to attract new audiences and new guests on board. The role of content will continue to play a critical role going forward. And I know content's a bit of a buzzword as well, but it's going to continue to be critically important for us. I think really leveraging technology in really smart applications and smart ways. We're the first airline to introduce artificial intelligence, so we have our own chatbot. So what are the opportunities within that form and within that space to again market differently and new? We'll continue to dabble in short format content, longer format content, but really for us it's going to be looking at ways of creating impressions versus just buying them. That's always been a bit of the WestJet way, and we are a low-cost operator in Canada. Our budgets aren't huge. They're not what they of other major brands in Canada, and so for us it's just really all about experiential moments, and just like I said, creating those impressions versus just blanketing through mass.
Yeah. So we've had other speakers, and I've seen speakers at conferences talk about the WestJet Christmas campaign. Yeah. And you set that bar. You did something so beautiful and disruptive, and it made us cry. How does it feel being in a brand that did something so kind of globally famous? And do you feel like you always have to do something to match that or beat that? Like, do you feel the pressure every Christmas come on you?
Yeah, I mean, and the teams that have been responsible for that, I mean, hats off to them. I mean, they've done just a remarkable job, and we're really, trailblazers in that space. When this whole notion of experiential or content marketing wasn't really even a thing, and literally 2013 was a bit of a game changer. Algorithms were shifted and changed by social media platforms to get brands, to pay for that type of engagement and that type of impressions. And so, we obviously start the planning early for Christmas. It'd be difficult to walk away from it. Not a lot of brands can build anticipation with their audiences. People try and avoid marketing and avoid advertising at all costs. That's why they have ad block on their computers. That's why we have PVRs. And so to create content, authentic content that people actually want to consume and anticipate and wait for.
I want to know what you're going to do.
So it's exciting for us.
You can't tell us right now.
I cannot tell you. I can tell you that I can tell you that it's well underway. That's what I can tell you.
Okay, that's all. That's okay. So that, and how early are you planning something like that? Like 6 months, or is it like a year?
It's actually longer than that. As the team says, they take a couple months off in around Jan, Feb, not literally, but just from not thinking about Christmas. But it does start because it's, we keep raising that bar, right? Last year was 12 days in a row of live events. All streamed through Facebook Live and unrehearsed and all real. And that was a big one for the team, and they did great, and it performed very, very well. And we'll see what the future holds. As again, as the business transforms, the marketing needs to as well. And so we'll see what something like Christmas looks like through a more global lens, probably down the line.
Cool. So I had to fly to Winnipeg, and I'm going to Calgary. I flew into Winnipeg a couple weeks ago, and I'm going to Calgary in a couple weeks. I booked WestJet each time.
Thank you. That's great.
I'm not saying this because I'm for any other reason, but it was the best price. And you fly out of Abbotsford, which I love. It's great parking there. And I live in Langley. But the rewards. It wants me to join the rewards, because both times I just did it quickly. I booked my tickets, but I didn't join the rewards club. But I'm getting these emails trying to entice me to join the rewards club. Tell me about the process that you want someone like me to go through.
Well, I mean, for our guests, joining the WestJet Rewards program, it's free. It's easy, and it just allows you to earn WestJet dollars every time that you travel. And obviously, if you're a frequent traveler, that's how you get status within an airline.
And what does that do? What does status do? What do I get?
It comes with a variety of perks, and so your ability to earn WestJet dollars becomes greater as a percentage of dollars spent. As an example, things like lounge passes, upgrade programs. All of these are benefits, priority boarding, priority screening, that just make your traveling just a little bit easier, a little bit more convenient, again, for those that do it often. And we have a great program in place. It's actually evolving. We've just announced that we have a new tier above gold called Platinum,
Wow.
which will bring even more benefits to our guests. And as we continue to evolve the business and through the joint venture with Delta, there's going to be reciprocal benefits between our reward program and theirs, which is great value for our guests. And so you should absolutely join and sign.
Okay. Yeah. As like an infrequent flyer these days, I felt like I was a VIP because I felt I got a charger for my laptop and I got a lot of work done, and my iPhone was charging because you had a little USB thing there for me. I felt like looked after, and then you had all these shows on the app.
And internet too, if you're so inclined.
I try to I realized in life I was like, this is my moment to get away from internet for a bit.
It is nice once in a while, isn't it?
I felt like it was a gift you gave me.
Even for a couple hours, just no emails.
But then you made it so that anyone can be on internet though. They could be iMessaging, right, while they're in the plane. That's amazing. You can never get away from the internet, can you?
You're always connected, 24/7.
Wow. Can you ever choose planes that don't have internet if you want a break in life?
Not today. I mean, there are aircraft within the fleet that don't. So all of our WestJet Encore Q400s, the Bombardier product, those do not have WestJet Connect.
Okay.
Not to say that may not happen eventually, but but those are also shorter haul flights, typically within an hour and a half or less.
Yeah.
But anything longer haul, particularly with those key business routes, when you think about Calgary to Toronto or Toronto to Vancouver, that guest wants that internet connectivity just to be able to get work done. It's a 3.5 to 4 hour flight. It's a long time to be disconnected if you have deadlines or if you just need to keep up with work. Or you can sit back and enjoy a movie, whatever you want.
So I need to ask you, as you flew here from Calgary to Vancouver, what is the moment in flying, the flying experience that you love the most? What's that moment that you're like, man, I just love this about flying in the WestJet?
So is that a WestJetter or just as a person?
As a person. As a person. What do you find like, man, I love it when this happens?
Yeah, it's funny. I think we've lost the enthrallment with just flight. You know what I mean? Because especially for someone that travels a lot like myself.
That's what I want to ask you.
It can be, unfortunately, with other airlines, a bit of a commoditized experience. And I think for me, just the takeoff experience is always really cool. I mean, you think about the power that these engines are able to create. It's pretty wild, and just knowing a little bit more now that I've worked in the industry, just the technology that goes into these aircraft and the safety of air travel, you're just marveled at the what we've been able to accomplish, over the last 100 and some years through air travel. So that's the more as a airline passenger standpoint. As a WestJet, I love connecting with our crews. We have the best people in the business without a doubt.
They're always so happy.
They're absolutely happy, and they're the best at what they do, whether it be pilots or flight attendants or those who check you in at the gate. Just love to connect with them, tell them a little bit what I do, and just get to know more about their world and what their thoughts on the business, and because we're all owners of the airline, right? And that's one of the keys to our success over the years that I shared today, is this notion of ownership and empowerment. Everyone wants the best for the business, right? And we all have our role to play in that. So I just really enjoy making those connections. Sitting in the back galley, chatting with the crew when they're not busy, just getting to know them a little bit better.
Cool. You have good food options I found on my flight. It's nice, the snacks I could order.
Yeah, and
thanks for that.
Absolutely.
You probably had no role in that.
I have zero to do with that, but that's good feedback. I'll take it back to those
seriously.
that do. Yeah, but it's interesting, as we again evolve the business and transform the business and look at things like a business class cabin, which we've never had before. That's going to come with a whole new level of service standards.
Hot towels on the face.
That and fine wines and champagnes and so it's been a really interesting experience, working with that team and just what does that look like, right? So if we're wanting to provide a really awesome experience to our guests and on our 787s and on our new 737 liveries, we have the Spirit of Canada on the side of it.
Cool.
And it's, for us, it's not about having a tail or a flag on the tail or a maple leaf on the tail. It's about walking the walk, right? And we just feel that as a brand and as a business, we actually embody what it means to be Canadian.
That's cool.
And so that's going to come through in the experiences in flight. In addition, not only the interaction, the human interaction you're going to get with our people, which are just naturally Canadian, fun, polite. They'll do the right thing, punch above their weight, all those cool things, but also even just in terms of the product, the food options and other pieces.
So my chai stuff here. I'd love to. It was nice.
It's good.
Yeah,
it's good.
Yeah. And I was just, it wasn't a premium seat or anything. Yeah. It's cool. Anything else you want to leave listeners and viewers about marketing, about yourself, about WestJet in general that you want?
No, I mean it's a great question. I think it's as a marketing professional, man, what a great time to be in this industry or in this discipline, right? It's just the pace of change is unbelievable, and sometimes you can get caught up in it. It can be overwhelming. And you think about other just corporate professions, right? Whether it be accounting or finance or other things that I took in university and thankfully didn't go into. It's a really cool time to be doing what we're doing, and I mean, that would be probably the last point to leave on.
Personal question.
Yes.
As a dad.
Yes.
How do you, in an ever-encompassing world of marketing, right, where it's on your phone and it's Instagram, it's Facebook, it's dinging, right? How do you take a break from work and spend time with family without being distracted and consumed by marketing?
No, it's hard. It is hard because brands also do a good job of marketing indirectly. I think in some ways to kids, but you really can't escape it. And whether it be you take your kids to a movie. We went and saw the Incredibles 2 not that long ago, and of course, the next time you go into a store, you see Incredibles Halloween costumes, which we had to buy for our 3-year-old.
Which one did she pick?
The little baby. I can't remember what the baby's. Jack. Thank you. And then you go into other retailers, and then there's all the merchandise and all the toys and everything else. And so that's a bit tough, but you just have to make time, right? It's phones down. Just get outside.
For your phone?
Get outdoors. We just usually pretty good with it. And the great thing about living in Calgary, much like living on the coast here, is that it's a lifestyle city. You have the mountains 30 minutes away. The skiing's great, the mountain biking's great, the camping's great. So just to make sure that you do those things and spend that quality time with the family is really important.
Do you ever find you watch Paw Patrol?
Unfortunately.
And do you think about this is actually a toy commercial. This entire show is a commercial.
And my 3-year-old is obsessed and has probably a half dozen Sky stuffies and other toys and such. So we are,
But they know what they're doing.
They do. They do. Nickelodeon, smart.
Do you start thinking, how do I apply this to WestJet, or are you like, you can zone out and actually enjoy
It's
Paw
zoned
Patrol?
out, no, for sure. Well, and
maybe not enjoy it, but you can.
And usually when my 3-year-old's watching Paw Patrol, that might be a time when I will pick up my phone and see what's going on in the world. Since that doesn't really serve a lot of interest to me, but we live in interesting times.
And Instagram, do you have a favorite Instagrammer or YouTuber that you're like, I love what they're doing right now?
For me, honestly, it's from an Instagram perspective, it's all brands. I love just following and seeing what brands are doing on that channel, particularly because there's some really cool stuff that's been done and really good styles. I'm more about, actually, to be honest, more about brands on Instagram than actually influencers and individuals. Just
stories, to help. What you can do now. Like Nike, what they've been doing with stories, like play and gamifying stories. It's fascinating.
The e-commerce options as well, right? And so it's just really smart.
Have you read The Circle?
Not.
The Circle. They made a movie of it, but the movie's not so great with Tom Hanks in it. But The Circle is about what if, like, PayPal, Amazon, Facebook, Google all merged into one company. And so it came out like 5-6 years ago, but it prophesied like Instagram, Facebook Live. It talked about like the fact that you could like buy things right from Instagram pages.
Boy.
Like
I'll have to check that out.
It foretold all these things.
Had a crystal ball, clearly.
But it's in a very dark, scary way. Like it's almost like Black Mirror, but in a book form. I try not to watch Black Mirror though. It scares me.
I'll have to check that book out.
Have you watched Black Mirror episodes?
No, did not.
Good. It's on Netflix. And again, same thing. It talks about where the internet and stuff is going.
Yeah, it's funny. I just with such limited personal time, it's just you have to be really selective. But maybe I'll check that one out too.
But don't do Black. It's scary.
No, okay.
It's like eating something and the taste stays in your mouth for way too long.
And the taste is bad, obviously.
It's disturbing because it's so true. It's so close to the truth in a disturbing way.
Really?
Yeah.
See, now I'm just compelled to learn more.
So I'll leave you with that and then let you.
Good. Hopefully, Okay.
Thanks for joining
us.
today.
Absolutely.
Marketing Jam. Thanks for everyone for watching, tuning in, and we'll see you next episode.